Hi there, and welcome to the Nourish Homeschooling channel. I'm Cara McLaughlin, and my hope is to share encouragement for parents that are homeschooling through high school. I get that homeschooling is not easy, but through stories and practical ideas, biblical wisdom, and helpful insights, my aim is for you to find joy in this adventure. My ultimate hope is that Nourish will keep you encouraged to remember that you will never regret spending time with the people you love. Today I want to talk about what's your why. What's your why? And for our scripture encouragement today, I want to read from 1 Peter 3:15. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and respect. Everyone comes to homeschooling from a different place. Regardless, it is absolutely essential to be clear on your why. Make your homeschool why worthy of the task, and most importantly, be ready to share that with others. How you speak about your why will dictate your heart and your attitude. Make your why for homeschooling something that inspires you. Saying that homeschooling was your destination of last resort will not cut it. Let your daily words fuel your mindset. At the start of the school year, with the gorgeous fall days, it was easy for me to know my why. New schedules, classes, and experiences are vibrant and they're interesting during the beginning weeks of the school year. My why came easily in those fresh days, but it was not so easy to know what my why was in January when I was sick with a cold and I was facing eye rolls from a moody teenager. Your why isn't only for your equipping, it's also for the ordinary conversations you have. These casual chats can be your undoing if you aren't careful. Well-meaning people can sneak attack you about homeschooling when you least expect it. I remember one time when I was all dressed up and I was happy about getting out of the house with my husband for a company dinner. Everything was going along great and lovely until the casual discussion with my husband's colleague turned into an all-out debate over homeschooling. I found myself fumbling over my words as I tried to recall all my smart data points about homeschooling to sound intelligent. And all that diligence I had dedicated to finding quality classes and excellent plans and experiences was forgotten in that moment. In the end, I convinced no one, and I ended up doubting and criticizing myself for not having a better answer. I didn't have my why ready. I was ambushed by others who were speaking out of assumptions and biases that were not founded in truth. I didn't tell my story well, even though I had a great story to tell. If our hope comes from Christ, then all we do is an extension of that, including homeschooling. We need to be prepared to share the hope that we have with gentleness and respect. In the early days of homeschooling, when people asked me why, I launched into a monologue of facts and figures and success rates and statistics, immediately generating instant eye glaze and face-melting boredom. But later, when people asked me why, I began asking them what they wanted to know. People always responded with the big thing that they had already made up their mind about, and typically this meant concerns about my child having friends or how I could teach hard subjects like physics. And ultimately, what they wanted to know is how a homeschooler could ever get into a college, especially a good one. I found the more I let people talk about their thoughts on homeschooling, the easier it was to share my why with gentleness and respect. When I let them explain homeschooling to me, they sounded increasingly ridiculous, even to themselves. So ask a lot of questions from the people who question you. Listen thoroughly at first. Deeply listen longer than you want, and keep listening some more. And then, only then, share with gentleness and respect. Remember, not everyone is going to think you're building up the kingdom through homeschooling. Some people will never get it. Forget about them. Your critical relatives may never understand your choices, even though they can plainly see what a fantastic child you have. Love those critical relatives anyway. One of the most important things you can do to support confidence in homeschooling is to be ready with your why. It looks and feels very much like defending your faith, because that's where it starts. It's knowing why you're walking this path with Christ. It's giving an answer for the hope you have with gentleness and respect. You have a beautiful story to tell. Be prepared to tell it well. So think. Here's my think question to leave you with. What is your why? And how can you tell it well? Thanks for listening today to the Nourish YouTube channel. I hope that you'll like, share, and subscribe to encourage others on this homeschooling journey. To see more of my writing and find more encouragement, you can visit my website at caramclaughlinlife.com. Until then, stay fierce for your homeschooling journey. The world needs your light and your leadership.